Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the June 28th, 2022 new moon in Cancer, part 1 of 2. And there's going to be a new moon in Cancer on June 28th, 2022. A new moon in astrology can be a time of new beginnings. One may embark on a new project or endeavor. Now, it may be a very revitalizing and rejuvenating period. It can be, this energy can be very spontaneous and extemporaneous. Now, you may start something with an abundance and surfeit of energy. What may have prohibited you before may not do so now. And you may discard whatever was frivolous or superfluous and what had held you back previously. With the new moon being in the zodiac sign Cancer, now something may be started with tremendous dedication, tenacity, and devotion, and it may be done, maybe started with unconditional love. The new moon is introspective. Now, what starts out with the new moon may culminate with the full moon. It could be something as simple as starting something, with something starting, associated with the foundation, um, and then culminating with the completion of a structure or building. Foundations can be associated with the zodiac sign Cancer, structure, buildings that can be associated with Capricorn. So now the new moon may impact all collectively, but especially those that have a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant. And this is because it's going to be in their own sign, and the moon governs the zodiac sign Cancer. Now, perhaps this is attributed as to why the zodiac sign Cancer can be so moody, temperamental, and fickle. Now, this transit will be especially intensified if it makes a conjunction to one's Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant. Now, this could be a start of safety, security, even introversion, or it could be something home or family related. Some people may begin to set new foundations. It may be the beginning of nurturing and caring, for someone or something. It could be the start of giving or receiving protection. If it's in the 12th house, as an example, some may begin, a self-defense class in order to protect themselves from hidden adversaries, and some may decide to start showing unconditional love for someone. And it may also, at this time, for some, it could be the beginning of a Cancerian job or profession. Now, especially, I would say if it falls in the second, 6th, or 10th house, those are the money slash work houses in astrology. Some may begin work associated with history. Could be home renovation, remodeling, roofing, siding, real estate, restaurant work, culinary work, cooking. Could be home caregiving, even plumbing or laundry work in some cases. Now, this falls in the 1st or 6th house in one's chart, and though generally auspicious, I believe in some instances it could be the start of a Cancerian health-related issue. It could be a problem associated with the stomach, the chest, the breast, ribs, or water retention. Now, I don't believe it would be anything that serious in most cases, since this is a regular new moon as opposed to a super moon or a solar eclipse. Now, it could be, for example, it could be maybe a mild bruising to the ribs. In some cases, it could be a mild, stomach pain or stomach cramps is another example. It could be, also, like I said before, stomach cramps, or it could be, something, in some cases, it could be something that involves the left or the right eye, depending on gender, but nothing overly serious. And because the moon is associated with the left or the right eye, depending on gender. Now, if this falls in the 5th house, is another example. It may be the start of a new Cancerian game or sport. It could be the beginning of playing a new family game, such as Twister. It could be, Cancerian sport that may be started, can include like water rafting or surfing as some examples. Now, also too, it's important to look at the house this falls in your chart, as this could impact its delineation and interpretation. Now, this is going to fall in the second house in my natal chart. Now, this could manifest in the start of a new home, which is connected with the zodiac sign Cancer. That may be more financially feasible. The second house is associated with money. It could also be the beginning for me, maybe of emphasizing Cancerian values. Second house is associated with values. This could include being more caring or valuing, being more caring, and sympathetic, nurturing, dedicated, devoted, and protective. Another way it could be expressed, it could be the start of a Cancerian money-making endeavor for me, which could include working in real estate, cooking, culinary work, home renovation, or home caregiving. Now, I don't think this is going to apply for me at this time, I should say. I don't really envision myself starting a Cancerian money-making endeavor, but it could be for someone else that has that transit in the second house, and especially if they're looking for some other work or position at this time. And it can be, and again, it could be expressed that way for somebody else. Now, another thing about this too is that as far as the aspects, you know, it's important to look at the aspects that it does make to points in your chart, as this could impact its delineation and interpretation. This is going to make a conjunction to my natal sun. Now, this may give added and intensified drive and motivation to what I described before with the transit being in my second house. It could also make me more cognizant. The sun is about consciousness, and more cognizant of this. It can intensify focus and attention in finding a home that is, again, more financially feasible. And this is also going to be making at least a loose square to my natal Uranus in the sixth house. Now, I'm thinking this could manifest or be expressed in embarking, could be on a new home-related venture. Doing that may conflict to some degree with astrology and daily routine. Uranus is associated with astrology. The sixth house is the daily routine, so there may be a conflict I may experience in this to some degree. Now, it's interesting, the thing is, I have been contemplating this for some time, as far as making a transition home-wise. Now, I understand, like, if I get a new home situation, say if it's going to be with roommates, it can require adjustments. It could indicate that I may be devoting less time to astrology in the daily routine, and the transit can be, expressed and also due in a shocking change or disruption that may take me out of my comfort zone, which can cause some exasperation, given that this is a square. Now, another thing too is that the new moon, it was going to fall at 7 degrees Cancer. Now, as far as Sabian symbols go, in some instances, this may actually manifest in the beginning, some family conflict. I may not have to worry about that much because most of my family, is either, gone literally or figuratively. But anyway, it could be the start of a contentious situation with one or more family members. The conjunction to the Black Moon Lilith, and I'm saying this is general for everybody is what I'm saying though. This is the conjunction it's going to be making, this new moon in Cancer, to the Black Moon Lilith. And the Black Moon Lilith is can be associated with formidable adversaries. It can reaffirm or reinforce, the Sabian symbol interpretation. And also, too, if a person is involved in a clandestine affair, the consequences and repercussions may be more detrimental, and it may be the time where a person may become more cognizant of the fact that uncontrolled events that transpire that have to be dealt with is just about making the person stronger. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.